So, producing or storing blood products anywhere is going to be tricky. You need to make sure that contamination and hygiene and uh, hemolysis and all kinds of complications are managed in really important ways. And then again, that lack of gravity problem is a real one. If you're trying to culture blood cells off Earth, that change in gravity is going to change how those cells grow, how they divide, how you can passage them, all of these various things. And then, of course, how fluid flows is different as well in microgravity. So, our Mars crew could be months or even years from help. This is a really big problem to think about how to solve. And I also think solving it would create really interesting value here on Earth. So, what if we could get synthetic or lab grown blood, not just for space, but for Earth as well? That could revolutionize trauma care in remote or underserved areas or conflict zones or places like that. So, a super pertinent question, I think, for Earth as well. I think this problem would also, again, this is my bias talking, but I think it would involve portable closed loop biomanufacturing, which, if you've been following me for a while, you know is something that's really near and dear to my heart. So, systems that we develop for Mars, for example, for having stable blood supplies, could really transform emergency response in disaster zones and military medicine and rural healthcare here on Earth right away. And I also think along the way, we would see really interesting innovations in blood storage and matching and transport that could also really improve outcomes in mass casualty events on Earth or ambulance services or even humanitarian missions. So I love this question. Notice I'm not telling you what the answer is. That's the point of our reverse pitches. Because managing an emergency blood supply for Mars isn't just about making or storing blood, it's about building an entire system under these unusual and extreme constraints. So, like you said, compatibility, shelf life, mass constraints, sterility risks, all of that is going to be happening while operating in a remote and resource limited environment, which Mars is set to be for the foreseeable future.